everybody. Amanda Davis here, and I am here to make a difference in the lives of others by teaching you what I know. And this is a scope for the PeriNewbies group. You can join it by searching PeriNewbies on Facebook. As far as I know, PeriNewbies.com will still redirect you to the Facebook group. Hello, Joy. Thank you for popping in live. And this is for the 100 Scope Challenge, and we are on the 85th topic, which is what languages do you speak? And PeriNewbies, you can definitely get more information if you go to PeriNewbies.org, and also on our founder, Mary Joy, you can go to www.maryjoy.uk. We'll take you to more information about her. But anyway, so the topic is what languages do you speak? So getting to that point, I mostly speak English. I'm fluent in American English. However, I did do 5 years of French and, 4 years of French. 4 years of French, because I was like, wait a minute, I only went through French for 4 years of French between 8th grade and 11th grade. And I did not do the 5th year as a senior because my option was to only take AP French, and I knew I didn't want to take college French. So I do know like a little bit of French, but not enough that I feel necessarily comfortable speaking it. But maybe possibly if I heard somebody in passing, I might be able to translate / if I read it, I might be able to translate something. And then I did Spanish. I did 2 semesters in college, and it was just like very basic elementary Spanish. So I know like very basic elementary words. And we also, every once in a while, will teach very basic elementary Spanish words to the kids that I teach. And so I know a little bit of Spanish, but again, definitely not enough that I would feel comfortable fluently speaking it, or no, fluently speaking it, or speaking it with like somebody in a conversation, unless it was a small child. But and we were doing like isolated words. But anyway, so I mostly just speak American English, and then I speak a little bit of French and a little bit of Spanish because of that time that I spent in those languages. And I honestly was a little bit mad because I started off at one university, and that university required me to still take a language even though I had done so in high school. When I transferred to the one that I ultimately got my degree from, what I had done in high school was enough to opt me out of a language. And so I was a little bit mad that I had done the Spanish for 2 semesters. But then I also was like, well, but that's the one that I really would use anyway. So in the end, it was okay. But it still was one of those moments. Yeah, so I would say fluent in English and then beginner for French and Spanish, but that's great, Joy. I'm glad that you feel confident enough that you could be considered intermediate, and I'm sure you are. And then that's cool that you know a little bit of Korean and Mandarin too. I was raised with the English language, so I can speak fluently English. So anyway, yeah, but that was the quick scope for today, and quick 100 scope challenge scope for today. And again, it's PeriNewbies.com. We are a group of scopers. Yeah, well, and it's important to know it too. Like I said, I know when I took French, my parents were like, why aren't you taking Spanish instead? And I just wanted to really take French. And but then I ultimately, like I said, when I got to college and had to take a language, I decided to do Spanish. And then when I ended up transferring to the other college, it was like, well, I've already done it, so oh well. Because I did it my freshman year. But it still was good because it helped a little bit just to know some. And I did have a situation where I taught some first graders. Yeah, exactly. Carol. And not just that, but like in the Richmond, Virginia area, you come across it a lot. So it's kind of important to know at least a little bit. And I know my brother actually worked a summer at a vegetable stand. He had taken some Spanish, He used the Spanish that he had learned to be able to converse with those customers at the vegetable stand. Um, so that was like a good thing for him because he actually had practice speaking it with people. And I don't know how often he has to use it now, but he is on construction sites a lot. So he probably does have to use it every once in a while, at least like a little bit, just to say, look, I really don't speak Spanish, but I know a little bit. But you're right, Carol, exactly. There is a lot of Spanish speaking people in the Richmond, Virginia area, and exactly too in Texas, Joy, as well. So it's good that you knew some of it and then now you're having to use it more frequently. And it's good for you as a homeschool parent to teach it to your kids too, and I'm sure you are. Um, just because it's good to know something different, but just in the United States, the amount of Spanish speaking people that we have as a whole in the United States, it's so important to know that language. You don't come across too many French speaking people. I mean, you do, but, and then, other languages too. Like, it's mostly Spanish. Although I work with somebody that's from Romania, and so she knows Romanian. Well, it's not Romanian, but she knows whatever language they speak in Romania. But then she also knows English. But every once in a while, we have to kind of be like, okay, let's slow down with what we're explaining to you because she can understand our English, but sometimes things like are lost in translation. But she's a really nice lady, so it's cool. Um, yeah, so that's good too, Joy, because there is that too. We have a lot of Asian speaking, well, the various Asian speaking people here too. So it's good that you're able to learn that and use it. It's just good to be well versed, I guess, is a good point. But anyway, so for me, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of French, fluent in English, American English, and I say that because I know UK people sometimes, even though it's the same language, they have um, their variations to it. Although I watched Harry Potter, so I know a little bit of that too. Um, but anyway, and most of it makes sense, so it's not really like a situation where you're lost in translation per se. And Mary Joy is actually from London, so it's kind of cool to watch her scopes because she is from London and she in the UK. She's not from the United States. Yes, exactly, Carol. But I can understand that, like, that's what I mean. But yeah, so the elevator and the lift and different stuff like that. But like I said, most of it is things that make sense. So that's a positive. And it's cool to know, though, that there's different things like that, too. Because even Spanish, they speak it differently in Mexico and some of the South American countries, not companies, countries, than they do in Spain itself. And the same with French. Like the different areas of Canada speak it in different ways, and France speaks it differently. So it's you know the basic language, but it's all going to be translated differently depending on what country you're actually in, which is kind of crazy, but also kind of cool. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end the scope. I do appreciate you ladies for popping in live and putting in your input. I think that's awesome, Joy, that you know those other languages and you're able to use them. And also, Carol, I do appreciate you for coming in and watching because I know you watch a lot of my scopes, and I do appreciate that. And let me go ahead, excuse me, and turn this back around for the index card. And it's PeriNewbies.org. We'll give you some information, as well as maryjoy.uk. And I'm going to have to make a new sign that says those, but PeriNewbies.com for the PeriNewbies group, and this is for the benefit of all of the replay viewers and web viewers, although I don't know how many replay viewers there will be. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see everybody later. Bye, guys. Thanks again. Oh, let me see. All right, I think I'm going to have to back out.